In a career that covered nearly 30 years, Daniel Bryner will be the first Special Olympic athlete to be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. Because of his family's commitment to helping Daniel overcome his physical limitations, he was able to conquer his disabilities the best he could and thus open the door for his love of sports. His family was awarded the New York State Special Olympic Family of the Year in 1989 for all of their efforts. Since 1971, Daniel trained and competed in just about every sport that the Special Olympics offered, including Nordic skiing, alpine skiing, weightlifting, track and field, aquatics, volleyball, basketball, hockey, bowling, softball, roller skating, and golf. Is there any other sport that's not mentioned? He earned medals in most of all of them, including a silver medal in softball, a bronze medal in aquatics, a gold medal in artistic pairs roller skating. In 1995 at the International Special Olympic Games, from 1988 to 95, Daniel won 35 gold medals, 64 silver medals, 32 bronze medals, and the state and national level. All over, in his 3 decades of competition, he earned 200 medals in the Special Olympic Games, locally, regionally, state, national, and international world levels. In 1997, Daniel was named New York State Special Olympics Male Athlete of the Year. This award goes to the athlete that best exemplifies the spirit of Special Olympics by training and competing at various levels, maximizing their athletic ability, and by demonstrating good sportsmanship. Win or lose, he would always congratulate his opponent with a cheerful, "Good game, champion," a true testament to his character. Sadly, Daniel passed away on September 26, 2016, just shy of his 57th birthday, following a brave battle with Down syndrome-related dementia. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Daniel's brother, Michael Bryner, to accept Daniel's enshrinement into the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame class of 2024. Michael?
On behalf of my brother Dan and our family, I gratefully accept Dan's induction into the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame. This is a wonderfully significant recognition on many levels. Before I say more about that, there are several people I want to particularly thank for their role in the process of making this moment a reality. First is Mr. Gary Kinberg of Lynn Funeral Home. At Dan's funeral in 2016, seeing the display of Dan's medals and hearing his story, Gary planted the seed of possibility for induction. He can't be here, but I thank you, Gary. Then there's Mr. Randy Anderson. He introduced us to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, its purpose, its amazing scope, and its accomplishments. He explained the application process and encouraged us to submit Dan's application for induction. Thank you, Randy. Thank you to Mr. Bob Gould and Mrs. Judy Nager, who knew Dan in their own unique roles and who submitted important recommendations supporting his induction. Bob Gould served as the coach and coordinator of Special Olympics Regional Area 24 during Dan's most active years. Thank you, Bob. Judy Nager was Dan's case manager for the Developmental Disabilities Resource Board in St. Charles County, Missouri, where Dan moved in 2000. She cited Dan's important role there in helping to establish new hockey and skiing programs for people with developmental disabilities. So we thank Judy. A special acknowledgement goes to Pam Robbins and the late Mary Seasai Henning for their dedication and hard work over the years of preparation for the 1995 Special Olympic World Games. Pam was Dan's skating partner at those games, who with Dan won a gold medal for artistic pairs dance. Mary Seasai Henning was their excellent coach. Finally, I want to thank the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame induction selection committees. Over the years, many hundreds of applications with notable achievements have been reviewed. Out of all those submitted, only 240 have been selected. that the achievements of a Special Olympic athlete have been recognized as outstanding on this level gives new appreciation and meaning not only to Dan's character and achievements, but to the importance of Special Olympics in all organizations who foster participation at all levels. How did this happen, that a baby boy born in 1959 with Down syndrome is now inducted into the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame? The medical recommendation at the time was that such a child would have extreme difficulty functioning and should be institutionalized. Our parents chose a different path. Mom and Dad sought ways of helping Dan develop his capabilities. An early program they found involved a set of physical exercises to help develop motor function, coordination, and strength. Family members would help Dan with the exercises several times a week. I believe during that time, as Dan developed his capabilities, he also learned the rewards of physical activity. He learned to challenge himself and to be coachable. Dan became an avid sports fan and the go-to person for team details and statistics and projections for winning the Super Bowl and the World Series. Sports participation allowed Dan to develop physically, but also socially. He had a particular zest for life and a willingness to try new things. If you asked him, "Are you ready, Dan?" always was his immediate answer. His readiness, as we heard, led to competing in 14 sports offered by Special Olympics. In all his competition, Dan never balked at the hours of practice and hard work and preparation. Dan was always, as he put it, in training. This was his way of being the person, the athlete he intended to be. Training for Dan also meant eating. He was always eating, and that became a running gag for him. "Dan, why are you eating?" "I'm in training." "Oh, do you have an event coming up?" "Nope." Dan loved the competition, especially because the game sparked the camaraderie he cherished. Sports for Dan meant connecting with people. He thrived when he connected with people. He thrived when people made room for him in their lives. He thrived when people supported him. And he thrived when people loved him. And he returned that love 100-fold. Dan's story, with his induction into the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, is certainly a tribute to his personality, his abilities, and his efforts. It is also a tribute to our parents, Helen and Charles Bryner, the family, friends, teachers, those in the BOCES program, those at the Resource Center, co-workers, teammates, coaches, and all those who were true blessings of love and support that helped him along the way. It is also a tribute to Special Olympics as a shining example of how the opportunities and support network provided by Special Olympics enable athletes at any level to achieve their potential in sports and as a person. Dan's induction is a tribute to Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame for its broad perspective in acknowledging outstanding achievements of all types and all levels of sports involvement. So thank you again to all who helped Dan become who he was and achieve what he did. And thank you to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame for this great honor.
That was a terrific speech.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Michael.
for all of you.